If you're a fan of boxing, why wouldn't you want to see a unification fight between two upcoming great heavyweight fighters in their prime? That is a question that I can't seem to get a good answer out of. A lot of people, we're going to cover a lot today. I got a lot to go over here, but I'm going to try to make it quick. I mean, look, Showtime put on a great card, like I told you guys. Deontay Wilder, Stavern. You had the Sean Porter, Adrian Granados fight. You know, the Lebanese fight. And just a great night of boxing. And I'm going to make a completely separate video that focuses on the undercard because it was important. But I'm going to touch on a couple of things with the Porter fight I didn't like, and the Lipinets fight, whatever the hell, I didn't like as well. Well, I might as well tell you now, the 117-111. I mean, what the hell was that? You know, again, terrible judging. Sean Porter, the headbutting. What the hell is? I mean, look. I get it, you know, he's an aggressive, come forward, you know, in your face kind of fighter, but at some point, you know, there needs to be a line, you know. I mean, he like literally, you know, headbutts his way into your chest, and he fights chest to chest, which is okay, you know. You can get in the phone booth, you can get head to head, forehead to forehead, chest to chest, whatever, but he uses his head to maneuver and almost to move the other guy's head to land a punch, and if you don't go along with it, you get headbutted, you know. So it's almost like, do what I want you to do with my head or I'm going to headbutt you kind of thing. I mean, it's just ridiculous that he comes in like a bull, and I think they need to stop that. That referee was incredibly biased, you know, pushing back Adrian Granados. And by the way, Adrian Granados put on a hell of a performance. I mean, he was, you know, in my mind, a very, you know, spirited effort by him, and you know, I want to see him fight again. You know, hey, I'm a fan. You know, he won me over. I want to see him fight again. You know, he's got a lot of losses now, but whatever. He's a, you know, he claims he got robbed. I don't think it was a robbery. I think Sean Porter won, but you know, the Lipinets fight could have been a draw, in my opinion. Should have been a draw, but what was this, 117-111? Crap. Like I said, we'll get into that. But right now, the matter at hand, okay? I mean, where do I begin? Like, I opened up the video and I asked you a question. I said, why do you not want to see a heavyweight unification bout? You got 3 belts on the line. What's the problem here, people? I simply do not understand that. You got Anthony Joshua, 20-0, WBA, IBF, and then you have Deontay Wilder, 39-0 with the WBC. Now, here's the argument. Let's jump right into it. Eddie Hearn claims he needs to fight Dillian Whyte first. Well, why? I mean, I get it, okay, you know, he lost to, Dillian Whyte loses to Anthony Joshua. Now he's got 6 wins in a row, I think 5 or 6, whatever. Helenius, Tan, Chirosa, was Lewis and Allison, and then Baccarin, right? You know, and if you look at their records, these guys are, you know, well, now let me back up a little bit. Now I'm going to make it quick. You guys just got to keep up. I got to be quick today, okay? He is now the mandatory for Deontay Wilder's WBC in the Helenius fight. He won, you know, that right to become the mandatory. Okay, 25-1, but fighting guys 12-2, 9-0. What is it? 26-6. I mean, come on, you know. I'm not even, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about Takam. We will talk about Takam. Like I said, this is going to be a rapid fire video, guys, so you got to know your boxing to keep up here. But this is what I don't like. You know, you got Eddie Hearn screaming he needs to fight Dillian Whyte, and then you can get the Anthony Joshua fight. You know, we got a heated debate going on in Counterpunch Boxing on Facebook in the group. We got a heated debate. You guys need to come over there and check it out. Join the fun. And I've heard every side. I've heard the best argument that can be made for Anthony Joshua. I've heard the best argument that can be made for Deontay Wilder. Now, look, here's the thing. I get it. Okay, I understand. A lot of people claim, well, you know, Deontay Wilder fighting nothing but bums, and I guess he's not worthy, although, you know, he's a belt holder. But I mean, you know, I look at I look at Anthony Joshua, 20-0, the WBA, the IBF, you know, Takam, an old ass Klitschko, a washed up Molina. I mean, come on, Brazili, Charles Martin, Dillian Whyte, Cornish, Johnson, Kevin Johnson. I mean, so how can you look at that record and tell me it's any worse or any better than a Deontay Wilder, Stavern, Washington, Areola, Spilka, you know, Duhaupas, Eric Molina, Stavern again, Gavin, Malik Scott? You know, when you look at it, Not to mention that Deontay Wilder has 39 fights, Anthony Joshua only 20. When you compare their record, they neither one of them have like this incredible stellar record. Why? Because the heavyweight division is light, and it always has been, always will be. This isn't 1995, so it's just the way it is now. I get it, but my problem is, you got Eddie Hearns out there in the news right now talking about, oh, well, you need to come fight Dillian Whyte in the UK, and then we'll give you a shot at Anthony Joshua. Well, wait a minute, wait. Isn't that kind of like Mayweather telling Keith Thurman? Remember, Keith Thurman was chasing that Mayweather fight, and what happened? Okay, what happened? He said, you need to fight Earl Spence, and then you might get a shot at me. Okay, but if and only if you fight Earl Spence, right? I mean, isn't it just like that? I mean, I don't see how it's not. Or isn't it like Oscar De La Hoya telling people, or telling the boxing community, well, Gennady Golovkin, he can get to Canelo if and only if he fights a David Lemieux, and then we might give him. I mean, it's the same thing Eddie Hearns is doing right now. And as a boxing fan, why would you want this guy to take your money, Eddie Hearns? Why would you want him to take advantage of you and give you a Dillian Whyte fight? Oh, he's the mandatory. Well, guess what? The sanctioning body of the WBC, Mauricio Sullivan, you got to know your boxing here, people, to keep up, already said that Dillian Whyte would take step-aside money, or they would put a hold on the mandatory title defense until after the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. So that's just an irrelevant point. You had the media standing around after the Deontay Wilder and Stavern rematch, and they're talking to Lou DiBella, Deontay Wilder's promoter, and they ask him, well, what about Dillian Whyte? And what did he say? Who the fuck is Dillian Whyte, and why do you people keep talking about him? He said if he walked down this hallway right now, 90% of the people in this room wouldn't even know who the hell he is, right? And he's right. Dillian Whyte, 22-1. I mean, I'm not going to go over his resume. It's crap. There's no need to. So he's got a good point. What it is, you have Eddie Hearns trying to take your money. As a boxing fan, he's trying to take advantage of you, fill up the O2 arena, fill up some damn arena in the UK, and take your money, probably put it on pay-per-view because it's Anthony Joshua, and then we could be possibly get Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Instead of doing what is right for boxing, forget about the mandatory. Like I said, the sanctioning body, they've already agreed to overlook it. Pay step-aside money, something like that. Another thing, people get pissed off when Gennady Golovkin, when he takes like a Dominic Wade, right? When he takes a Dominic Wade, people get pissed, because why? Because there's a better fight that could be made. Tons of them. I mean, there's Canelo for one, back then, right? People get pissed. But now I don't understand, these UK fans are jumping up and down, screaming and yelling that, oh, no, he's got a mandatory. You need to give Dillian Whyte a chance. We want to pay our $80 or whatever, or go to the fight and spend $200 and $300 and $400 and then get the real fight. I don't get it. I simply do not understand the logic. It seems like, maybe I don't want to single out the UK, but it seems like boxing fans abroad, they're so in love with Anthony Joshua that they'll literally go against their own beliefs and make, just idiots out of themselves. Sorry, I'm not, it's just the way it is. Like, you really want to see a Deontay Wilder Dillian fight over a Wilder AJ unification bout with 3 belts on the line? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you cannot be serious. So I don't get that at all. I don't understand it, and like I said, I think it's a way to protect Anthony Joshua. If Deontay Wilder, if he's such a bum, make the fight, right? If it's easy work, make the fight. Why does he need to go through Dillian Whyte? And not to mention, he already went after Povetkin, Luis Ortiz. Those 2 names right there alone are better than anyone on Anthony Joshua's resume. So keep that in mind, people. Okay, and I don't want to hear Klitschko. If this was 2010, I'd agree, or 2012, 2013, 14 even. But 2017 Klitschko, nah. It ain't happening, people. A 41-year-old Klitschko. Now, point number 1. Point number 2, okay, Deontay Wilder gets absolutely no credit for knocking out, as people say, a bum, an overweight heavyweight that's been out of the boxing ring for 2 years, right? He's a bum. He's been gone 2 years. But yet, Anthony Joshua gets praised up and down, left and right for beating this dude, a 41-year-old Klitschko, with a 17-month layoff. Now, let me repeat that in case you didn't catch it. Anthony Joshua is he's the new Muhammad Ali, because first of all, he got knocked down and he nearly fucking lost. Okay, let's keep this in mind. And a lot of people would call it a controversial stoppage, but let's just keep this in mind. He nearly lost against a 17-month layoff 41-year-old Klitschko. Gets a ton of credit for winning because it was a good fight, because it was entertaining. He's a showman, right? And we like that. So, because it was a good, entertaining fight, which it was probably the best heavyweight fight I've seen in a long time. Go back and listen to my video. I even said it was the best heavyweight fight I've seen since like the Tyson era. It's a great fight, don't get me wrong, but he gets a ton of credit. Then you have a Deontay Wilder beating a Berman Stavern with 24-month layoff, and he gets no credit. He gets hated on. He gets booed. Look, I'm not a Deontay Wilder fan, but I simply do not understand the logic and the hypocrisy. I mean, you people are being hypocrites. I simply don't understand it. You say, oh, well, he's got a mandatory. Oh, okay, so you want to go fucking pay a bunch of bullshit money to watch a bullshit fight? He's going to knock him out. I guarantee you, I'd bet my house, boat, car, left toe, and my right ear that Deontay Wilder knocks out Dillian Whyte. Come the fuck on, people. Are you kidding me? Like, you cannot be serious with that bullshit, and I'm sorry, but anyone who claims that Dillian Whyte stands a chance against Deontay Wilder, you need to go watch baseball or basketball or something, because you know shit about boxing. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Sure, anyone has a puncher's chance, but come on, people. It's a money grab. It's Eddie Hearns taking advantage of you, and for whatever reason, the fans are behind him and just jumping on the whole bandwagon that Deontay Wilder's a bum. He's a bum. He's this, he's that. But yet, like I said, hypocrisy at its finest. I could give you example after example after example, and I just don't understand it. I really don't. It makes no sense to me, and like I said, we can get into numbers, we can get into, I can give you tons of examples in the past where people, like I gave you the Mayweather Thurman example, or Keith Thurman example, I gave you the Oscar De La Hoya example, I gave you the Dominic Wade example, I could give you probably 10 more. I could probably give you a list of unification fights that happened and a mandatory was skipped. I can give you tons of examples, but I'm not going to waste time. If you'd like me to make a video to back that up, I'll be more than happy to do so. So, why not skip the mandatory, go to the UK, put together a unification fight, and let's see if Deontay Wilder really is the bum you people claim he is.